Hey everyone, I'm Andrew. Welcome to the entertainment universe. If you haven't watched our intro, go ahead and watch that because that'll tell you about what our channel is going to be. But as we said, we're going to be doing just kind of talking about movies and TV shows and music. And I, as I said in the intro video, will be doing the movies and TV. Um, we'll have some crossover, but that's kind of how we're going to do it right now. We're just going to kind of talk about stuff, and this will be my first video just talking about movies. I'm sorry about how unprofessional all of this is. I'm in my basement, in case you're wondering, why is there insulation behind you, Andrew? It's because I'm in an unfinished basement. Yes, this is a microphone pop screen. There is a reflection of my computer in my glasses. Not an ideal setup, but it works. First, I want to give a shout out to another small YouTuber. Small YouTubers like to help each other out. I think that's a cool thing. It's a great community, and I think it's a cool thing to do to help people out who are just getting started. Talked to a user by the name of Pop Culture Conservation, I think I want to say. Yeah, Pop Culture Conservation. They do videos about like action figures and stuff, like talking about those. They're just getting started, so if you want to check out another small YouTuber, that I think would be a good idea for you to do. They also have a t-shirt business, I think. I want to say it's nerdtuff.com, so nerdtuf.com. So if you want shirts that are like all things nerdy and stuff, check that out if you want. So, with that stuff out of the way, let's get started. Today, I'm going to be talking about a movie that I just saw last night. Well, at the time of this video, by the time this video gets posted, it probably won't be last night. But I saw recently called Ad Astra. You've probably heard of it. It came out in theaters. When did it come out in theaters? Let me look it up. Got my handy dandy computer right here. Ad Astra. Hold on. September. Okay. September 18th of 2019 was when it came out. Okay, so the movie is directed by James Gray. It stars Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Liv Tyler, and Ruth Negga, I think. I think those are the main cast members. Quick plot summary is basically that this astronaut by the name of Roy McBride, Brad Pitt's character, learns that his dad, Clifford McBride, who is this renowned astronaut, got lost on this project when they were trying to go find extraterrestrial life on Neptune. And about like 16 years later or something like that, he discovers that he might be alive. At this point, you've probably heard a lot of people's opinions on this movie. If you have seen it and wanted to watch reviews and stuff, you've probably seen a lot of people give better talks on it. But I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of my 2 cents on what I thought about it. But one thing right off the bat, if you haven't seen it, or if you know someone who hasn't seen it and wants to see it, that you should tell them, is that this is more of a thoughtful movie. It's a much more character-focused film than... It's not like sci-fi. I mean, it is sci-fi, but it's not like this big space exploration. Like, he goes through space, and it's obvious that it's the future and stuff, but it's much more character focused. A good majority of the film is you kind of in McBride, his head. You're kind of in McBride's head, kind of feeling. I mean, there's a lot of voiceover, so you kind of are understanding what he's feeling, and you're just kind of going through what he's going through. And the sci-fi elements are sort of more of just a backdrop to his emotional journey. It's a little unexpected, but once you know that, I think I knew it going in, but if you kind of don't know anything about it, you just see that it's a space movie, you might not think that as much. But it's not a bad thing that it is. I think it's cool. It's just, it might take some people off guard if you're expecting one thing and then you get a completely different thing. As like an opinion, I'm not going to give like a rating necessarily, but as an opinion, I liked it. I did not love it. If we're just going off of like space movies, and it's hard to compare necessarily, but I definitely preferred Interstellar. Interstellar was a lot more focused on the ideas of the wormholes and stuff, whereas this sort of just used this near future to kind of send him off on his journey. Which that was another thing that kind of surprised me. I knew that, and I knew it was a film about like astronauts and stuff, but I wasn't expecting it to be like sci-fi in the sense of they had like laser guns and they had like whole colonies built on Mars and the moon and stuff. And like one girl in the movie, one character, she was born on Mars, and she says that she never has even been to Earth. I think she says that. She says something about she's barely seen Earth. She was born on Mars, which was really interesting. The theme that I gathered from it was just kind of the idea of letting go of the past and kind of trudging forward in your own future, not getting so caught up in your past or your legacy, or you don't like, not your legacy, but like his dad's legacy was a big thing. Every time he would say what his name was, they'd be like, oh, your dad was Clifford McBride, he was a hero or whatever. And then you see, as the movie goes on, him starting to almost become his dad, before, or he learns that his dad was kind of involved in this massacre of a bunch of the astronauts, I think because they were trying to escape or something. And he's like, that's horrible, he was a monster. Or I don't think he says he was a monster, but, and then later when he's trying to board the ship to get to Neptune, the Cepheus or something like that, I think it's the ship. No, I don't remember what the ship is called. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. But then as a bunch of stuff happens and the people end up dying, and it's kind of his fault. So you kind of see this parallel, I think is interesting, and I think it says a lot. Again, dang, it's raining hard out there. Sorry. Again, sorry, we're having storms right now, and I'm hearing rain and winds, and it sounds like a lot. So if you hear noise in the background, it's probably a torrential downpour. So I think that was kind of the theme that I pulled out of it. There was still a lot of stuff that kind of happened that I don't know, like some of the visuals. I don't know if they were just supposed to be nice looking visuals, because the cinematography in this movie was top notch. But I don't know if it was just supposed to be like nice cinematography or if it meant something. There was a lot of shots of him just kind of alone and kind of just slowly doing stuff. So I guess maybe that was kind of just a thoughtful sort of look at his, I don't know if it was his isolation, like how he kind of isolated himself from his wife and stuff. And I don't know exactly, but there's probably people watching this who are like, dude, it's obvious. So if anybody who's really good at deciphering meanings and themes and really looking at cinema from that aspect or from that point of view, please let me know. The ending was sad, man. Like, because he's like, the dad, you think he's going to be like, son, and like, I love you. And no, he's like, I abandoned your mother. I abandoned you. And I never look back. You're like, dang, bro. And then his son, and then Roy is still like, I love you, Dad. And it's like, gah. Yes, that is how I express emotion, in case you were wondering what that was. It's a good movie. If you're looking for a recommendation, I would recommend it. But if you're looking for like a sci-fi movie of like a adventure through space, then maybe not, because it's much more of a kind of thoughtful look at this guy and his mental journey through all this, learning that his dad is alive after all these years of not having him in his life. It's a lot of character focused stuff, which I liked. I definitely liked. The performances are great. That's another thing I will add. The performances are really good. Brad Pitt does a really good job of portraying I think this movie would just be boring if it didn't have a good actor taking you on this journey, because it's so, as I keep saying, character focused. I think it needs somebody who can really portray emotion well and really kind of show a journey like that. And Brad Pitt does that well. He's the main one in this movie. Tommy Lee Jones does a good job too. Liv Liv Tyler is barely in it, so she doesn't really get the chance to be good or bad. And Ruth Negga, she did a good job. Her character was really interesting to me because her parents were one of the people who were killed in Cliff McBride's whole thingy when people were trying to escape. She didn't have a long role. But it was a fairly significant role because it kind of pushed Roy to go on this ship to get to Neptune and stuff before it left. There were certain story elements that I didn't necessarily understand, so there are probably things that I'm telling wrong. So, sorry about that. I should watch it again. I should watch it again to kind of soak it in. Now that I've had the initial watch, I should probably watch it again to kind of understand a little bit better what's going on. I liked it, but there's a lot of movies that I prefer, and I can't exactly pinpoint why, which is not helpful at all. Sorry. Yeah, I really think that's about all I have to say about Ad Astra. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment on how, we can improve, what you want to see us talk about next. I'm going to be doing videos about like my top 5 favorite movies and just kind of doing discussions like this on them. So, maybe expecting those. But yeah, so I hope you like this video. I hope you keep checking out our channel. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter. I'll have the usernames down in the description. Yeah. So I will catch you on the flippity flop, and I will see you later. Well, I won't see you, but I will feel your presence by looking at the views and say, someone's watching our videos. I should probably take that out. Whatever, I don't know. Bye.